Sermon. A blue sign on the side of a crumbling country road said in faded and peeling white paint, "Welcome to Leesville, Mississippi, a godly place," riddled with bullet holes and paired with a Confederate flag flying in the gentle southern breeze. The road passed through miles of cotton fields and cornfields, on rolling hills that have dried and yellowed grass at this time of year, giving way to tall, thin pine forests and leading toward a narrow concrete bridge. The bridge passed over a wide and lazily flowing creek that served as a barrier to the town, lined with cypress trees adorned with Spanish moss. The road passed by many dilapidated shacks and houses made of bricks, with cars parked in the grass, some of them rusted out and set up on blocks with no wheels. As the road continued, the town became more cohesive. Strip malls, motels, grocery stores, with washed-out stucco painted on off-white, all passing by as the road snaked toward the town center. City Hall was a modest two-story brick building with a brass statue of Robert E. Lee riding a horse corroded with a coat of verdigris and an illegible plaque at its feet. Next to the City Hall was an old church, painted white with a tall steeple, topped with a large cross, leaving an imposing shadow with the amber sunlight behind it. A priest stood on the corner outside his church, greeting his congregation with a warm and accepting smile and shaking hands of the men coming in, his eyes lingering on the wives and children, devoid of any emotion except hunger. There was a sign outside the church that says, "Prayer Night. Keep yourself free from the Devil's Day, October 31st, 6 to 10 p.m. When the service began, the priest had an audience of about 100 people. His lip was packed with tobacco, his breath vile as he took the pulpit and began his sermon. "Good evening, y'all. Welcome to prayer night. I'd like to begin with a thank you to every good, God-fearing family that came here tonight. There is so much sin in this world, from the modern Sodom and Gomorrah that are Los Angeles and New York, to even a place such as our own backyards in this town. And yes, I do mean this very town. For Satan is the Lord of this world, walking about like a lion and tempting us all to sin. Even the red-blooded American patriots you see working hard alongside y'all at work. Even some of us in this very room. But in the house of God, all is forgiven." The priest looked knowingly at a young woman in the back of the church as she stared at the floor in shame. Her head hung low. None of God's children are immune to temptation but Jesus, and I'll be the first to admit it. I myself can be considered to be a sinner, prone to gluttony, as you can see by my lovely figure. The congregation let out a slight chuckle. Even the children in here have not been without sin, but tonight we reject the very sin that is our nature. Tonight we cast it out and absolve ourselves in Jesus' name. The young woman stood up as if to say something, tears running down her porcelain cheeks, hands shaking. The priest looked upon her with his eyes full of judgment and contempt. "But we must not forget the most destructive and damning of sins, which is the bearing of false witness upon thy neighbor. So many lives have been upended by the power that is a woman's lie and false accusations." The woman in the back sat down, deflated, trembling, defeated. "But now we must continue to see the light within ourselves. Amen." "Amen," the congregation echoed hollowly.